Have you ever seen someone turn the tables on an entire room with just one sentence? I was watching my mom get humiliated at parent-teacher night when she tried to explain why my grades were slipping. Mrs. Patterson sat there with her arms crossed, flipping through my report card like it was evidence in a trial. She kept talking about how some students just don't apply themselves and how parents need to take more responsibility at home. My mom was nodding along, apologizing for working 2 jobs, promising she'd check my homework more. You could see her shrinking in that tiny plastic chair. Mrs. Patterson was really enjoying herself, talking about standards and expectations while looking down at my mom like she was the problem. I'd been sitting there quiet, watching this whole thing unfold. Mrs. Patterson had it out for me all semester. She gave me detention for talking when other kids did worse things. She graded my assignments harder than everyone else's, and now she was making my mom feel like garbage. Then she made her biggest mistake. She turned to me and said I needed to take responsibility for my actions and stop making excuses. She told me some people are just meant for different paths in life. Not everyone can handle high expectations. That's when I cleared my throat and pulled out my phone. I'd been recording the whole meeting, something I learned to do after she started treating me unfairly. But what I played back wasn't from tonight. It was from 2 weeks ago when she didn't know I was still in the classroom. Her voice came through crystal clear, telling another teacher that she couldn't stand helicopter parents, especially the ones who work multiple jobs and think that's an excuse. She said my mom was typical of certain types of families who don't prioritize education. The room went dead silent. Mrs. Patterson's face went white, then red. My mom straightened up in her chair for the first time all night. The principal, who'd been quietly taking notes, set down his pen and asked Mrs. Patterson if she'd like to explain her comments. She started stammering about context and misunderstandings, but I kept the recording going. There was more. Her talking about how kids like me were drags on her statistics, how she wished she could teach at a better school with better families. My mom stood up, looked Mrs. Patterson right in the eye, and said she'd be calling the superintendent in the morning. Then she looked at me and told me to gather my things because we were done here. 3 days later, Mrs. Patterson was transferred to another school. Turns out I wasn't the only student who'd been recording her little speeches. The district had received 5 similar complaints that week.